Good morning, students. So, today we are going to study symmetry operations and symmetry elements. There are four types of symmetry operations, or rather, three types. Any operation which is producing you an indistinguishable structure from the original structure is called a symmetry operation. So, it can be rotation, reflection, or inversion. There is a fourth one that is actually a combination of rotation and reflection. These are the actions which produces you the similar indistinguishable structure from the original compound. The rotation which is happening along any particular symmetry axis, that symmetry axis, the geometrical element is called the symmetry element. So the symmetry element may be an axis, a plane, a point, etc. So I'm writing the rotation can have along an axis, reflection can happen along an plane. Similarly, inversion can take place along a point, and then rotation and reflection. For here you require both the axis and the plane. So the axis which actually produces you the symmetrical rotational symmetry operation, and that can be denoted by Cn, where n stands for the number through which it's a angle through which is a number through which the rotation should be taking place. As for example, suppose this is my water molecule. Now this is the axis through which if you rotate 180 degree, you will H2 will come back to H1 and H1 will go to H2, and that will produce the original water molecule, the similar structure as the original water molecule. So I'm going to get this kind of structure by an 180-degree rotation through this axis. Hence, I should say that the water molecule is possessing 360 degree by 2 equal to 180 degree. So I must say it is possessing C2 axis, right? Now, as I have told you, similarly for water that it is containing C2, similarly ammonia is containing a C3 axis through the nitrogen, where we can rotate the whole molecule by 120 degree to give a similar structure. And actually if you look at there can be C31, C32, C33. That means that means for the ammonia, if I rotate by 120 degree, then H3 will come in place of H1, H1 will go in place of H2. So this is 120 degree rotation. Similarly, 240 degree rotation will produce H2, H3, H1. While 360 degree rotation will produce H1, H2, H3. So I can say that this is C1 rotation, this is C12 rotation, and this is this is C3 rotation, C31, this is C32, and this is C33, while C33 is nothing but the identity element. So this is the way that a molecule may possess any symmetry axis, and that should be named as an CN axis. One thing has to be remembered that a molecule may possess more than one symmetry operation, like this is the benzene molecule. Now, if you look into the benzene molecule is having a C6 axis which is perpendicular to the benzene plane, and if you rotate, then the benzene molecule 1 will come up to 2, 2 will go to 3, and etc. So that is going to produce an indistinguishable structure. So we can say that the benzene molecule is possessing C6 axis. Other than the C6 axis, if you look that along this one, if you rotate the molecule 180 degree, 2 will go to 6, 6 will go to 2, 3 will go to 5, 5 will go to 3, and 1 and 4 will remain constant. So it is possessing C2 axis as well. But then when we are naming them and we are categorizing them as per their point group symmetry, we would say that C6 is the principal axis. So even if the molecule is possessing more than one symmetry axis, but the symmetry axis with the larger value of n should be termed as the symmetry axis. Now, one thing is very important or very interesting to note down that while the benzene is having C6, actually just like the ammonia, this is going to have C61, C62, C63, C64, C65, C66, C66. So this is of course that doing nothing operation. This is C61. But here this means that this is 60-degree rotation C6. So C6 means 360 divided by 6 equal to 60. So this is 60-degree rotation. This is 120-degree rotation. So that means clearly this is C31. C63 is nothing but 240 degree, 180-degree rotation. So this is clearly C2. Here it is, this is 180. This is 240-degree rotation. So this is C32. This is going to be C65. Look here, other than the C6, actually we are having coinciding C3 as well, which is generating all the symmetry operations that is related to C3. That means we are along with the C6 axis, we are going to have a coinciding C3 and a coinciding C2, because similarly as C2 also having C21 and C22. So a principal axis of the higher value sometimes generates symmetry axis of the lower value as well. For benzene, we are having C6 and coinciding C3 and C2. Now comes the symmetry plane. Symmetry plane. So plane of symmetry, this can be designated as sigma. Now sigma can be of sigma V, sigma H and sigma D. This is called vertical plane, this is called horizontal plane, and this is diagonal plane. Vertical plane is when the plane of symmetry is contained by the principal axis, that is called the vertical plane. Let us again take the example of water. Water, you know that there is a symmetry axis which is C2, which is passing through oxygen. Now if you look that there is a symmetry plane as well. If you reflect through this particular plane which is perpendicular to the plane of the board but containing the C2 axis, then your H1 is going to be reflected to H2 and your H2 will come to H1. So that means you are going to get this kind of structure which is an indistinguishable structure from the previous one. So I must say that this particular plane is nothing but a vertical plane. Similarly, there is another vertical plane which is contained by the plane of the board and which also contains the C2 axis, as my water is a planar molecule and the C2 axis is on the plane of the board. So second sigma plane also contains a C2 axis, and that actually that actually is contained by the board. That also bisects the molecule and gives me an indistinguishable structure. So we say that the water is possessing two vertical planes which we designated as sigma V and sigma V prime. Now come to an example of sigma H. Again, let us take the example of benzene. Here the perpendicular axis the axis which is perpendicular to the plane of the board, through that the symmetry axis, the principal axis, passes through for benzene. Now the plane of the board is a plane which actually bisects the molecule and produces me a similar indistinguishable structure from the parent one. Hence, this particular plane of symmetry is a symmetrical plane. But this plane does not contain this symmetrical axis. Rather, this is perpendicular to the principal axis. Hence, this is called the sigma H plane. Now let us discuss about the inversion. Inversion is a point. Suppose I consider a point which is at the center of mass of this trans dichloroethylene. Now, if it is a point of inversion, then how to prove it? If you join chlorine to this particular point and then extend on the opposite direction to the same distance, if you join chlorine to this point and then travel to the opposite direction in the same distance, you will get another chlorine moiety. Similarly, for hydrogen, if you join here and then travels in the same distance to the opposite direction, you will get an hydrogen atom present over there. So this particular ethylene moiety, trans dichloroethylene, is having a center of inversion. This is called a center of inversion. So if we look so that if the center of inversion or I is being functional on a particular coordinate x, y, z, then this is going to transform all the coordinates as minus x, minus y and minus z. Now comes the fourth one, the fourth symmetry operation, which is a combination of rotation plus reflection. Let us start with this molecule. Let me do a C6 operation. So I'm doing a C6 operation which is passing through the C6 operation. C6 axis is passing through the C1 and C2. Then I'm doing a sigma perpendicular to C6. This one you have to remember that the symmetry operation, rotation plus reflection, reflection has to be a perpendicular reflection. So if you are if there is a perpendicular reflection, you are going to get this kind of structure. Because if the deflection plane is then bisecting the C1 C2 bond, then obviously the H6 H4 H5 will come front and H1 H2 H3 will go back. Now look here, C6 from here to here, C6 is not a symmetry operation because that is not producing the similar structure just like the original structure, but a combination of C6 and sigma plane, that is sigma perpendicular to the C6, is producing the similar structure. This is the combination of this C6 and then perpendicular sigma or to the C6 is producing a symmetry operation because that is producing a similar structure as the original one. So we will call it as S6. Similarly, but the beauty is if you do the sigma operation first, then you will get a structure like, sorry, this is wrong. Then you do this C6 operation, you will go back to the same structure. That means whether you are doing the rotation first or the reflection second, or doing the reflection first and the rotation second, does not matter. That is going to produce you the same similar structure. Hence, we will say that the molecule is not comprising of any symmetry axis like C6 or the sigma plane, sigma horizontal plane to the C6, but it is definitely containing a symmetry operation like S6.